Hey, what's up guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. Today we're going to talk about the Fenix PD35 tactical flashlight. This is the tactical edition of the PD35, and I'm excited to do this video because over the past several weeks that I've been using this and carrying it, I've been really happy with it. Far more so than the previous light that I reviewed, the Thorfire TK15, and I'm going to explain why as we go through this. But I want to keep this really brief in the sense that I don't want to go through too many of like the specs and features and everything just sitting here. I really want to show you guys what this light is capable of. So I've got more of the nighttime footage to show you with this. But let's go ahead and talk about just the general operation of this light, what it's good for, and why it is considered a tactical light. Now this light does have two modes to it. One, you've got an outdoor mode, and then you've got a tactical mode. So currently I'm in the outdoor mode, so I'm going to go ahead and push the tail switch here on the bottom, which just for particular reference, this will not necessarily stand on its end because the tail switch does come out a little bit further than where these two pieces are, but it's got these lanyard holes on the side which help protect the tail switch itself. But right now it is in the outdoor mode, which means here on the setting that you see right now, this is the eco mode at 8 lumens. If I push the side switch button here, that's going to put it into the low mode at 60 lumens. And then I push again for the medium, and that's 200 lumens, high at 500 lumens, and turbo at 1000 lumens. So this is a 1000 lumen light. What I really like about this light is the fact that it's a really bright white LED, and versus this other light from Thorfire, this TK15, it's got a lot of really bright aspect to it, which I really like. So if I push this again, that's going to get me back to that eco mode. And then your turbo, if I push and hold for a second, we'll put it into that strobe, which is going to be at 1000 lumens. Push it again. What I can do now is if I push and hold the side switch, you see those two lights blink there. Now I'm in a tactical mode, which means that the side switch here on the light is no longer functional, which makes it a more proper tactical flashlight in the sense that you've only got 3 modes that you will cycle through here on the tail switch. So it will always default to the 1000 lumens when you push in the tail switch. If I want to just cycle through, I've got a momentary switch on the back. So it's going to go 1000 lumens, and then it's going to go the low at 60 lumens, and then it will do the strobe again at 1000 lumens. So those are your 3 modes available in the tactical mode. Now some very specific features about just the general construction of this light. You've got a pretty cool bezel here on the front. You do have a real glass with a coating on it lens here. They do advertise this as basically like an anti-roll type of a light, but to be honest, like that's not really that good. It will help prevent it a little bit, but more so the pocket clip is going to be more of a deterrent on that than anything. This is IPX8 rated. It does have nice like knurling here on the body, which gives it a good like grip when you're holding it. And then this is a stainless side switch, which I really like. So overall, you're getting what you would expect from Fenix, and that is a high quality flashlight. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different light settings on the PD35 Tactical. Now I am outside in my backyard. It's not as dark as it could be because there is almost a full moon, but we're gonna go ahead and go through this. I'm about 30-40 feet from the entrance to my house, into my apartment. So I'm going to turn the light on. This is your 8 lumens on your low setting. Excuse me, this is your eco setting. This is actually a really good working amount of light if you don't want to have too much light and you just are out hiking or you just need a little bit of light. This is going to conserve the most amount of battery life. I am on the outdoor mode, so I'm going to go through the various different modes here. This will be your low setting at 60 lumens. Again, a very good working amount of light, very decent. This is going to be your medium at 200 lumens. Here is your high at 500 lumens. You can see that there is a significant amount of light burst. The flood on it is really wide, which I think is a really cool thing once you get into that high mode. And this is your turbo at 1000 lumens. Just an insane amount of light, and honestly the camera does not pick up how much of a flood you have on this. It's really quite impressive. You can see these other houses down here shining over this way. It's just a lot of light. Now I've switched over into the tactical mode, which is going to be a 3 mode only type of setting. So it will default to the 1000 lumens. So it does have a momentary switch. So if I push this, it will cycle through. There's your strobe, and then it will go down to your low setting at that 60 lumens, and then back to your 1000 lumens. So guys, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and show you the difference between 3 of these lights. So I've got the PD35 Tactical. That is the 1000 lumens. I'm also going to turn on the Thorfire, the VG10S. The VG10S is a 1100 lumen light. So you can see the difference in the LEDs there. Thorfire TK15. There on the left you can see that at the 1000 lumens from this light. So a very bright white LED from the Fenix on the right, the VG10S at 1100 lumens from the Thorfire, and then the Thorfire TK15 at 1000 lumens. Now guys, just to finish up this review, what I want to talk about is the fact that in 2 different types of applications, this light has a lot of really good features to it. And just thinking of specifically when I was working as a water softener technician, if I would have had a light like this would have made my job so much easier. Basically, when I was doing water softener service, basically meaning I was going into dark basements, crawl spaces, lots of different situations that were really dark all the time, and the flashlight that I was carrying with me was one of those $15 Maglite flashlights, and honestly it was not, looking back on it, the best approach for a working light. But this thing would be a awesome working light, and they do happen to include this nice nylon case for the light, which has the belt loop on the back, and it would be a really good situation for somebody that is in that kind of service industry where you're going into dark places and you need different types of light output to be able to make where you're working a little bit more visible and be able to work more efficiently. So really good application for this. Now in a self-defense situation, the tactical mode of this light is actually applicable, as opposed to some other lights. And if we look at the TK15, you only have the side switch on this to be able to turn it on. But again, with the Fenix in the tactical mode, your first output of light will always be that 1000 lumens. So if I am using a firearm and bring this light up in my left hand to be able to easily and quickly shine on an intruder or somebody that is posing harm, and I want to have that kind of deterrent first before I use any kind of lethal application, then I've got the ability to do that with this light. and it's always going to default on that 1000 lumens. Now on the outdoor mode, it does have a memory as well. Basically, this light is just simply fantastic. The only downside for me on this is a light that's necessarily bigger than what I typically like to carry. But you've got a 18650 battery that is in here, which I want to show you this battery real quick because this thing is a Fenix specific battery. It is a 3500 milliamp battery. It's also rechargeable, not through the light itself, but here on the side of the battery you've got a micro USB input to be able to charge this battery, and I think that is such a cool application. I think this battery is really awesome. So guys, I really want to thank Fenix for sending this light out to me for testing and reviewing. They supplied this with me. It's super generous of them, so I really appreciate them allowing me to take a look at this light, provide this review for you guys. Definitely recommend it. It is a little bit higher cost option, but compared to some of the lower cost options, I think the Fenix totally blows a bunch of other lights out of the water. And I'm not saying that because I was given this light for this review, but for the fact that the application that I've been able to use it in so far, they've done a really good job at creating a really positive, beautiful light. So anyway guys, with that, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, hope you have an awesome day.